Good morning. Trying to get put the lid on this thing. Well, happy Tuesday. Should be a warm one today, so stay cool. You know, pretty much the same as most of August. It's been pretty hot. Um, yeah, I guess it'll stay hot into September most of the time. Right? I always forget that. Every year, I feel like by September it really should be just nice weather, right? But that's not how it works. I'm going to wait a couple minutes and then we'll get started. So just sit and breathe and relax. So, um, lately, I would say maybe the past week or so, I've been feeling very inert. Like the desire to do a lot of things has kind of disappeared for a while. And I find myself being very still, um, not even really being all that interested in um, reading things or watching things on TV, just very drawn to this idea of just being still. Um, and I think this is not uncommon, right? Um, Especially now, it might be a little uncommon right now because there really hasn't been too much going on. But a lot of times, it's when you have that desire for stillness, it comes as a result of some uh, busy, you know, or very challenging time in your life where you've really been on call all the time, um, and you really haven't had any time to be still and at peace. Um, but when you get whatever, I mean, whenever you get that calling, when you get that feeling that you need to do that, you should listen, right? Because stillness is it's a path to communication, right? From within to without and back. Um, as you may know, I mean, meditation and um, that sort of internal work, it's very hard to do when there's a lot of noise and confusion and stuff going on around. So, um, when you have that desire, uh, take advantage of it because it doesn't always come. Um, it can be difficult, right, to get ourselves to do that. Most of the time, we are so drawn to all of the distractions. Um, so when you have that feeling that, okay, I'm not really, I want to take a break from some of that, uh, do it, right? Encourage that. Don't worry about it. Don't think it's something bad. It may be a very good impulse. So what we say is prayer is when we speak to God, but meditation is when God speaks to us. So meditation opens that space um, where we can listen for that small, quiet voice um, that we can't hear when we are so busy chatting and doing things and um, watching TV and all of these other things that fill up the space, fill up the noise, or make the noise, right, to fill the space. Um, so if you ever get that urge, like, oh, I just can't handle this. I don't want to watch TV. Not going to do anything. I just need to sit quietly for a while. That's good. Um, to me, that's a sign that um, you're getting some benefit from it, right? You you're on some level, not even a conscious level, right? Your body and your mind and your spirit are really yearning for that peace, um, and you're getting something from it, so you want more of it. So I'm not quite ready to go get in the cave up on the hill by myself, but maybe short term, I'm ready to do that for a little bit. So I know people that take a silent retreat every year. And that's not even a super weirdo Eastern thing to do. There's a lot of that within the Christian tradition as well. Um, and again, it kind of serves as a kind of way to reset and give yourself like a break from all of the outside stuff that we are constantly dealing with all the time. So if you have that, if you have that feeling, so and it's a little challenging now, right, to do that because you can't necessarily go somewhere. When you go to places like that, it's great because right, it's very you can really take advantage of that, and it's really designed for that. So um, you have everything taken care of for you, right? They providing meals, providing all the things that you might have to get engaged in the world to um, get for yourself. All you need to do is just kind of be there. But you could also do that at home, right? If you wanted to, just take a break. Keep the TV off, put away your books, put away your activities, um, and maybe prepare some food ahead so you don't have to like really fuss with that too much. And then just take it easy for a couple of days. Right? Do some meditation. Certainly do your practice. And just ask a little less of yourself in those few days. Allow yourself to just exist instead of being um, always on the go. Right? So that's another quote that I've heard that I really like, um, is that we are human beings. We are not human doings. Right? So it is enough just to be, just to exist. We don't have to be on, 24/7 doing whatever we do. It is enough just to be here and just to breathe. And, you know, that's enough. You're doing your part if you're just here. All right. So as you move through your practice, right? I mean, our practice is a quiet time, right? We aren't talking very much. We aren't um, really communicating much. We are just moving the body and breathing. So that is a great kind of stillness practice. Even though you're not still with the body, you are still with the mind and with um, our engagement, right? We're staying right here. We're not moving. We're not reaching or challenging beyond this one little space here in time. So breathe, relax the shoulders and the neck. One more breath, and then chin down toward the chest, head hangs down. Moving the head around. When you're ready, just moving as slowly as you feel works for you today. And then reversing that. Moving back to center. Breath in, lean forward a little, and move around. One way and then the other. Coming back up to your seat. Arms wide. Take a deep breath, and then on the exhale, hands together. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers, lift the hands. We're gazing up. And then bring the arms down by your side. Lifting on an inhale. Exhale, lowering the arms. Inhale, lift. And lower. Let's lift the shoulders and roll back. Then roll forward. Right hand on left knee. Left arm sets behind you. Sit up tall. Deep breath. Take a twist. Back to center and switch. Inhale, twist. And back to center. Tabletop. And then sitting back on the heels. Moving back up. Tabletop. Take a few sets of cat-cow. Lowering the belly, lift the head, inhale, exhale, reversing that. It can be kind of a big movement or a smaller one. And then let's sit back on the heels again. We bring one fist on top of the other. Set the forehead down. Moving back up. Tabletop to downward dog. And then walk the feet up. We'll be in a fold for a few breaths. Rising slowly. Standing tall in your mountain. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat, stepping back. Downward dog. Inhale, come on forward to high plank, and then lower down. Inhale, lift, head and chest. Lower. Inhale, lifting. Lower. And once more, lifting up, head and chest. Lower back down. We're going to start moving back up. Tabletop and then downward dog. One more deep breath in. On the exhale, we're stepping right foot up. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat. Step the back foot up, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting on the inhale. Arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Set your knee down, arms overhead. Breath in, then on the exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back. Downward dog. On an inhale, we're moving forward, high plank, and then lowering down. Inhale, lift, head and chest. Lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. Once more, lifting up. And lower. And then moving up, you can come up, tabletop, or you could do upward dog. Moving back into downward dog. One more breath. On the exhale, step the left foot up. Right knee drops, arms overhead. And then hands down to the mat. Back foot steps up, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting arms on the inhale. And then hands back by your side for mountain. Breath in and out. Let's step out to the right. If you've got a block, we can use it for this. So you've got feet kind of wide on the mat, as wide as you feel comfortable. Hands at the waist, take your deep breath. Shoulders relaxed, and then lean forward. So you could bring your head down, or you could bring hands down, rest the hands on the block, whatever you want to do. The block just encourages us to be more forward with this, right? Sometimes we are kind of leaning back, and that changes how this pose works for us. So having the block is just an encouragement, right? To move more towards the front. And then let's rest the hands on the block. And we're going to have right hand into center, left hand at the hip. Press down, and we're just turning the shoulders. You might extend left arm. back to center. Switch hands, breath in, and then exhale as you twist. Back to center. Take a few breaths. Hands back to the waist. Use that strength in the legs to lift you up. If you feel lightheaded, just bring hands over your head. And then we're going to turn so we face the front of the mat. Fix your mat if it's messed up like mine is. Always. And then we're going to step the right foot out and the left foot back a little bit. One foot on either side of the mat. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Draw the shoulders together. Deep breath. And then folding forward. Press down with the right foot. We're rising up. Breath in, breath out. Back foot steps to the front. Release the arms up overhead. Maybe lean back a little. And then hands by your side. Breath in and breath out. Stepping wide again. This time, let's bring hands onto the waist. And then we are going to slide the hands back. Right, so we're squeezing the elbows close as we can. And if you can, you might see if you can get your thumbs to touch in the back. That might be hard. Maybe the shoulders aren't going to do all that today, but that's something you can kind of gauge where you're at with it today. Deep breath, squeeze back the shoulders, and then we're leaning forward here and breathe. Rising back up. Release the hands down and up over your head. Maybe grab opposite elbows here and just relax. Flip. So if you have one arm, like right now, I've got my left arm in front, I'm going to switch it around. Right arm in front. That may feel weird, right? We usually have a favored way to do that. We're going to switch it around. And then hands down by your side. Walk the feet in. Shoulder width or so. Ready for Malasana. The squat here. Take your hands together for a deep breath. And then bend the knees. Lower down. If you've got your block, you could lean into your block. If you find that helpful. Sometime I'm going to do a whole class where we just sit like this. The whole class. What do you think? No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, come on back up. And release the hands. I think if I did that, I would not be able to get up, right? That's the tricky part. Staying down there sometimes isn't that hard, but then being ready to move back up. Face the front, left leg out in front, right leg behind. Interlace the fingers, shoulders back. Deep breath. And fold. And then press down the left foot, rising up. Back foot meets the front, arms up overhead. Lean back a little. And then hands by your side. Breath in, breath out. And let's work on a couple of balance poses. We can start on the left for tree. So kickstand on the side or bringing the foot up higher. Focus on the breath, relaxing the shoulders, steady. Gaze, right? Steady breath. And then set the foot down. We'll switch sides. Standing on the right. Steady here. And some days it just is a struggle. Then set the foot down. Base of the legs. We're going to step out into warrior three. Hands to center. Take a deep breath. And then we're going to step out with the left. Leaning forward as we lift up the right. So we may only be lifting a little if we're leaning a little. Trying to keep it even with the leg and the back. It's hard to estimate where that is, but usually we find it if we just and feel our way. And then set the foot down. We'll switch sides. Hands to center, stepping out with the right. And then lifting as we lean and breathe. Notice what works today and what doesn't. Right? It's always different. And then set your foot down. Back foot comes up to the front, arms overhead. And hands down by your side. Breath in and breath out. Back up, top of the mat. Arms overhead. Fold on the exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to downward dog. Come on forward to high plank. And then lower down. Head turns to the right. Arms by your side. Relax. Bring your head back to center. We're going to set up for Sphinx. So arms come in front. We've got elbows close to the body, right under the shoulders. Palms press down. And then we're going to push down with the hands and squeeze the shoulders back. Breathe. And then lowering back down. Head turns left. Arms by your side. Head back to center. And we're going to bring both hands out in front. We're going to do half bow. I'm going to cue half bow, but you could do full bow if you want. What half bow, we're going to do one side and then the other. So if you're going to do full bow, do two rounds of that, and just take like a break in between, right? So we're going to bring the right arm back, bend the right knee. We're going to reach back for whatever you can get here, the foot, the ankle. Maybe we're not able to grab anything, so we're just reaching back. That's fine. So wherever we are with this, we want to make sure that the knee isn't way out to the side, right? Bring that knee close to the other leg. And then we're going to lift up with the body, press down with that left hand, and then maybe lifting the knee a little, right? Pressing the foot into the hand. And then release it. Come back down. Take a couple of breaths here. And then switching sides. You've got left arm coming back. Setting up here. And then when you're ready, pressing down with the right hand, kind of lifting the body. Press the foot into the hand. Maybe lifting the knee a little. You can rest the right foot, top of the foot on the mat. I sometimes kind of curl my toe, which is fine too. And then release it down. Let's have the hands in front. You can rest your chin or your forehead on the hands. And then when you're ready, we'll start moving back up, bringing hands right by your chest here. Lifting up, tabletop, and then child's pose. Back up, tabletop to downward dog. Coming down to a seat on the mat. Soles of the feet together. Knees apart, deep breath. Fold forward. Come on back up. We're gonna do what they call fire log pose. So left leg is going to be underneath, right leg on top. And you want to be as close to one shin stacked up on top of the other as possible. So ideally you've got this foot up on, right foot up on left knee. If that's not going to work for you, bring things a little wider. So it's more like you're sitting cross-legged. You could also bring the foot out in front. Whatever works, depends how tight things are here in the hip. So we're getting kind of lined up here. And then arms up overhead, deep breath in, fold forward. Moving back up, we'll switch. So right leg is under, left leg on top. And don't try to force anything with this. Just find what works. You don't want to feel too much pressure in the hip or the knee area. Just a little pressure is okay, but you know where your limits are. We always want to stay within them. Arms overhead and then fold forward. So that's one of the challenges with our practice, is not to let our ego get ahead of our good sense. So we aren't trying to do something without thinking about how that's going to affect the body. Coming back up. Both legs out in front. Deep breath in, arms overhead. Exhale as you fold. Moving back up. Let's flex and point the toes. And then make some circles with the feet. One way and then reversing it. Bend the knees, soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to lower down or rock back. So we're resting on the mat. If you've got a block, bring that within reach. Take a few breaths. And then we're going to bring that right knee in toward the chest. Left leg is long. Then lowering that right knee out to the side. Rest of the body stays flat on the mat. And then knee back to center. We're going to draw it across the body, rolling up on that left hip. So the shoulders might stay on the mat. You might have this outer shoulder lifting some, and that's okay. Back to center. And we're going to switch. So now, hugging in that left leg. Lowering out to the side. And then bring the knee across the body, rolling up on the right hip. And breathe. to center. Extend both legs. Relax. Breathe. And then we're going to do supported bridge. If you've got a block, bend the knees, the soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to lift up and find a place for the block. So getting comfortable here. If it doesn't feel good, try moving the block a little lower. Sometimes we actually have the block closer to the lower back than the pelvic area. And just breathe. If you don't have a block, then you can do regular bridge, but just hold it for as long as you want and then set yourself back down. And I would say go get a block, because supported bridge is really good. It's a really nice pose. You can always do it in favor of regular bridge if you're just feeling like regular bridge is not what you want to do today. It's a very restful position to be in. If you do have issues with kind of the pelvic area, any like looseness or things shift around, people that get sciatica, this can be very helpful for. So we're going to move into Shavasana here. If you want, you can stay right here and do it, if this is super relaxing. If not, then just take the block out, set yourself back down. You could bring soles of the feet together or extend the legs long, whatever is your favorite today. And find that sense of peace and relaxation. So in stillness, we are encouraged to focus on those voices within. I was raised in the Quaker tradition. I went to Quaker school as a child, and they spoke a lot about what they called the small, still voice, which is the voice of God, the voice of the universe, whatever you want to call it. It is our better self, our higher self, our connection to that greater good. And it's always with us. It's always within us. We just cover it up, right? We don't listen, right? We are so busy. We sometimes consciously so busy that we can't possibly hear that. Some people might call it your conscience, right? That's another sort of way of thinking about it. It is our truth. It is the truth that we know is there, but we choose to ignore from time to time. So when we choose to be still and to be quiet, we allow um, that voice to be heard. When you're ready, moving a bit, fingers and toes, hands and feet, and then making your way up to a seat if you want. We'll bring hands together for a breath in and out. Thank you for taking time this morning for some yoga and for sharing it with me. I hope you have a really good Tuesday. Namaste. Thank you for coming to class. Moving into meditation, get comfortable however you want to do it. Sitting up tall, shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes. Focus on that space between the thoughts. And breathe. Okay. Um, Opening your eyes when you're ready, coming back to regular life. um, that one felt long to me. I don't know. I know they're all the same length, but sometimes they do feel longer than others. Okay, well, enjoy your day. See if you can find some time for stillness today. If you feel drawn to that, maybe you don't. Some days just don't work out that way. But if you do, take that time for yourself. All right. I don't have calls on Wednesdays anymore, so I'll be back tomorrow for class, and I will see you then.